the Sworn Brothers of the Night's Watch have chosen Brynden Targaryen as their new commander. The Blood Raven has become the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. That is very interesting. Hello Wanderers, welcome back to our Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series following Sir Duncan the Small, the Prince of Dragonflies, as some would know him, though not many in the current situation, as we are keeping our identity quite secret. And in that last episode, we had started to make something of a name for ourselves by fighting off some bandits, including killing our first man in direct single combat, a bandit by the name of Fornio, a Pentoshi man. And we've, been fighting and just, well, trying to defend the people here in the Riverlands for quite some time, and we'll continue to do so. And I want to get into that in just a bit here, but I do just want to ask, and those of you who have been around the channel for a little while now know that I don't often make too many of these calls, but if you're enjoying this series and you've watched the first 2 episodes and you've made it to episode 3, highly encourage you to subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video because YouTube likes all that kind of crap. So, just do the couple thingies. And if you want to support the channel, I have a link to Audible where you can sign up to get a free trial. Basically, you get a free audiobook, and if you sign up for that, then I get a little kickback. So, it's kind of a win-win situation. And they have some Game of Thrones books on there too. I think that the Hedge Knight books are on there. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but you could listen to them for free. So that's my little pitch. And beyond that, let's get into the game. So what is going on in the current situation? Well, we're here in the region of Seaguard, though we're heading back to the Twins, I believe, now, after having dealt with the bandit threats in the region. And we have started to amass a few more followers, and we're going to take a look at those followers. Some people who have found their way to our camp here. And the first one we'll take a look at here is Victor Branchfoot. Now, this is a Crownlander. He's from the King's Landing region, though he has ended up in the Riverlands. He went and fought against the Blackfires, and that is where he unfortunately lost his leg and suffered some other wounds in the battle. He was traveling with some companions and some compatriots for a while after the Blackfires defeated the forces of the Targaryens there, and eventually he found himself in a pretty difficult situation. But when he came across the Sir Duncan and his dragonflies, as we're calling them now, though we don't have much of a band just yet, he was well won over by the kindness and compassion and the heroism of Duncan and Duncan. So yeah, he's joined our party. He's a pretty capable man and an honorable man, compassionate and humble, patient, a little bit cynical, but who can blame him? He's not like a great commander or anything, but he's a relatively capable warrior and a loyal one at that. So we need to give that to him for sure. Then another character we've come across who is from this region actually is Sir Powell Pemford. And Sir Powell here is a younger son of House Pemford here, the Lord of Hammerford, which I believe is, yeah, just over here. And he unfortunately was burned, I believe it was by in a raid by Ironborn, a recent raid by Ironborn. And he actually ended up joining our party when he recognized the ghost of High Heart, for she was the one who healed his burns and wounds after that battle. And so he recognized her and decided that he would join us as well. Another relatively capable warrior here and a good honorable knight as well. Does he recognize Sir Duncan? It's possible that he might have suspicions, as might Victor as well. But perhaps they do not truly know the truth. And, and in any case, we also have Septa Roslin here. Now she's a Riverlander and well known to the folks of the Riverlands as a healer and just somebody who takes care of the good folk there. She's very zealous, you know, she believes strongly in the faith of the Seven. And when she heard of what this wandering hedge knight was doing, and perhaps we kind of came across her in one of the times that we were helping the people of this region out, she's decided to lend us her aid as well as we traverse the lands, helping people. And you know, it helps her as well if she's wandering the lands as a septa, healing and helping people. You know, a little bit of extra protection, you know, from Dunk and Dunk is not gonna go amiss, certainly in the current time. So we're starting to gather up a little band of people as well, but we don't have any, you know, warriors or men at arms just yet. It's entirely possible that we might get some at some point, but certainly not for now, because yeah, we're still kind of small, kind of small. We're a small group for a small Duncan here, but you'll also notice we have upgraded our personal coat of arms here. Just want to thank the channel member who made this for us. It is a work of art, certainly, if you take a look at how many emblems were involved in making this work here. So I've gone and made the minor adjustment of putting it in black and red, which, yes, are the colors of House Targaryen, but they're also the colors of House Blackwood, which is the house of our mother. And so I thought it was fitting. Would it give it away? I mean, I don't necessarily know if it would. So, you know, if it's gonna give away our identity. And you gotta think, like, you know, people might not know him as the Prince of Dragonflies. Like, we don't know when that nickname started. So uh, in any case, I'm just rambling on here. Let's get time going so we can actually start doing some stuff. So one of the things that I want to do is, well, we have just, oh, Rosalind the Compassionate. Look at that. She grabs a nickname right off the bat here, which is a very fitting nickname. What is best in life to Rosalind? To befriend an enemy, see their hate yield before her, and feel the jubilation of a reconciliation. All right, well, that's pretty interesting in any case. So we've got ourselves now the Proving Grounds and the Barber's Tent, and we've got a few new characters in our camp, which means we could probably, I mean, we could get a Master of Arms, but Sir Powell Pemford isn't particularly good at that. He does make for a good sworn shield, though, as does Victor Branchfoot, so we'll throw them in these positions. Yeah, it's taking a decent chunk of our prestige, but I think we'll be able to make that up right now. We could have Roslyn as our caravan master, but that doesn't quite feel right. Unfortunately, she can't take the position of maester. We still do need to find a maester, but we'll probably see if we can find a court position for Roslyn, and maybe even the ghost of the High Heart at some point. Maybe she could be our camp priest. That might be possible, but we would need a portable shrine. I don't know if we'll be able to make that. And yeah, what else do we've got? Like, there's a couple other potential options and stuff here. So yeah, we'll be able to find something for everyone, I do believe. But in any case, I think we're gonna go and hunt down some more criminals as we make our way down south. And it appears this bandit is Darna the Depraved. Let's go and hunt her down here. And this time, I suppose we'll see what we can do. We first meet Darna the Depraved in the stinking marshes of Leechpool. That's a pretty fitting name for a stinking marsh. The dragonflies spread out towards and around her own little band of ne'er-do-wells, all of us tense and ready. So there's, what, four capable fighters in our group now. We've got Duncan, Sir Powell Pemford, Victor, and then naturally Sir Duncan here. So Yeah, we could have at the Vixen, we say. We could engage her in a duel from the death, but we could also potentially try to ambush her from behind. So I think that's what we're going to do because, if there's only a couple of them, you know, we could probably pull off an ambush with like two of our guys versus, let's imagine there's maybe like 6, 7 of them, Sir Duncan could certainly pull off a I mean, he's a little bit big for ambushing, but you get the idea. Let's see if we can pull it off. Sound strategy wins through, so we got one victory point there. Passing through a back alley in Missile Watch, I see a lonely child and his dog sitting in a corner behind a small wall. Here you go, Valor. He tells it as he hands a piece of small bread, keeping none for himself. Well, what a good child. Looking at the two, clearly the dog has been taking much better care of than the owner. The kid must be giving it everything that he can find. Oh, we could have this kid join the camp. I mean, that could be kind of cool. Yeah, I suppose we can bring this kid into the camp. Jamos. Maybe we'll find is that his real name, or is people just calling him that? Ooh, I think we'll bring him along. Got an interesting idea for this character here, but yeah, we'll bring a Jamos along with us here. But we're gonna have to go and deal with these bandits. We catch up to Darna the Depraved and the dragonflies spread out towards and around her little band of ne'er-do-wells, all of us tensed and ready for bloodshed. Back again so soon, Duncan. After the last time, I thought you'd learnt your lesson, but it seems we'll have to teach you the hard way. Could try another ambush, but we've already done it once. I don't know. It might be time to engage in single, but I don't think we would go in single combat with a woman. That just doesn't seem honorable. Let's just see if we can capture them again. Ooh, all right. A dragon? I saw a dragon. As I make my way through Mince Ridge, I overhear a conversation between an older woman and a young man. A dragon! I saw a dragon, the older woman exclaims. What is it now, mother? It was big as a mountain and as black as night. It flew right across the sky, she continues in a panicked voice. Dragons now, is it? Please, mother, if you keep on like this, everyone will think you're crazy, and I've got better things to do than listen to more of your fantasies. A dragon? We must search for it. Ooh. So, you conduct the search for the dragon. That'd be so cool if we actually found that. Even though Duncan, obviously being a Targaryen, he knows that all the dragons are dead. But I feel like we have to choose this option just to see if there's like some random small chance of this event. And I've done this event before. She's like, you'll see, it was a dragon, she calls back. It'll kill us all, and then you'll believe me. I'm sure we will. We should definitely look for this dragon. You searched for the dragon, but found nothing. Well, that's not really a surprise. It would have been cool if we did. But, we might have to cut the rations. Husband, begins Jenny. I couldn't help but notice we were halfway through our provisions. Should we start reducing rations? I think we'll give her a little extra money to buy some stuff for the next town, but we will need to start sorting out the ration situation. As we travel around the market of Micklebring, a loud ruckus comes from a couple stalls down. Lord Master Arthur will have your head for this. I'd love to see him try. So there seems to be a little bit of a 346. Absolutely not going to be spending that time. Time to make. I think we're just going to watch the spectacle because I don't think that that's of much interest. We sit in a quiet tavern in Arrenford when a loud band of ragged-looking sellswords come barging in. Their brutish leader pushes one of my guards aside and audaciously sits down at my table. A nobleman, eh? My lord, interested in the service of the best band of mercenaries in Arrenford. More loyal men you'll never find, at least if you pay us properly. Now this is curious. I wonder if this Andre Eames is going to be a honorable man or not. Let's take a look at his traits. Arrogant, but patient and honest. He's a skilled tactician, an aspiring blade master, and a forger. This guy isn't, I mean, honest is an honorable trait. Patient is kind of neutral. Arrogant, I wouldn't say arrogant is a necessarily like a evil trait by any means. He's kind of arrogant just by the way he kind of like sat down at the table. The best you've got, oh, you get a 600 men army? That is actually a lot. That is a lot of troops. I have the perfect job for you. Ooh, that's a big amount of troops, but what would Duncan do with 600 men? This could be a really good chance though to 600 men is actually like that's a significant amount of men by any means. I mean, that also for like a crazy amount of money. Oh man, this is a difficult decision actually. And I'll say why it's a difficult decision is, you know, part of me thinks that like getting 600 men at this point might be a little bit too much. Like I kind of like the idea that we're struggling a little bit to build up this band. But we don't actually have the money. And yeah, mercenaries. You know, I don't think we're gonna take this because one, we don't actually have the money to pay him, and how would we, you know, it's not like we can just take out a loan. Two, you know, what would Sir Duncan want with like 600 mercenaries? He hasn't made the decision of whether he's gonna like what he's gonna do with the Blackfires or anything. So I am reluctantly, and I'm not gonna hire this guy either because he's not gonna leave his mercenary band here. So I'm reluctantly going to decline this just because, yeah, I don't think it makes sense for where we are at in the story right now. We catch up to Darna the Depraved. Ooh, okay. I think that we need to let us signal an ambush. 69% chance. We could fight her. I think that we're gonna go for another ambush. Oh, it was a success. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, she was killed in the fighting, seemingly so. Was slain in battle by us. I mean, I suppose so be it anyways. We gain some money and we gain some prestige, which is always good to see. And then we find ourselves here in Seaguard, but there is, well, one, we're gonna need to spend our money certainly on some, well, actually maybe we don't need to spend it on camp provisions. With my snares, I shall feed all. Yeah, let's see if we can grab us some food, which we are able to do. And then we'll head to the town. I don't think we're gonna be able to, oh, we can. Martial duties. Yeah, okay, let's get 2 hireling contracts. And then we'll see what we can do with those. So what do we got here? Hired muscle. Doesn't really fit for what we're looking for. The question is, where do we go from here? I think we want to make our way out from the northern Riverlands to somewhere where the people, you know, need aid. So I'm gonna just take kind of a brief look. Doesn't look like there's any major wars going on just yet. The Riverlands has an alliance with the Greyjoys at the very least. The Castemirs and the Lannisters still kind of holding steady here. No major wars. I'm not, or it doesn't look like there's any major wars here. Oh, well, the Blackfires are trying to bring Rosby under tribute. Okay. Well, that's gonna, that's unfortunate for the people of Rosby here. All right. I mean, yeah, I think then, ooh, what was this? Yeah, okay. I think we're gonna start making our way south. Let's start making our way maybe to Stonehenge. here. Maybe to the city, or well, to this town of Wolfsbend here. Do we have enough provisions? Yeah, we do. We could definitely make it there. So let's start moving our camp down. I think that's going to be kind of our next destination. A duel demanded. An imposing man is standing on the road ahead of us. I am Eldrick of Raven's March. I've bested dozens of men in combat, and honestly, all those fights were dull, so here I am on this road looking for someone better than me, someone I can learn from. If you can best me in combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant. I mean, I don't think that we want this guy because he is wrathful and sadistic. Might be less valuable. I don't want him in my camp, though. I really don't. I have no interest in either you or a fair fight. The whole entourage tramples him. But I don't want him in my camp. I don't want to trample this guy, though. That doesn't really make sense. I guess we will... But maybe Sir Powell Pemford steps in and says that he's going to fight him. So let's see. Powell wins the fight. Eldrick, I think we're just going to dismiss this guy because I don't actually want him. I have no interest in this guy in our camp. And I don't see why he would want to stick around with us either. The afternoon is quickly advancing into nightfall as we enter the local farm estates of Lord's Mill. The estate owner, Owen, greets us warmly and promises to host a lavish feast for us. Who is this? Owen. Owen Woolsbury. Probably doesn't know who we are, but maybe he's heard of the reputation of this hedge knight. My lord... Oh, no, he wants some money. Maybe money. Let me compensate you. I mean, he did feed our people. But I suppose we'll say we'll owe him a favor for what he did. Oh, a faithful visitor. Bennett the Bearded. A bit of a wise man here. A holy brother. Very interesting. Visited the Inn of the Kneeling Man. Oh, built on the location where Torrhen Stark, the last king of the North, is said to have knelt to Aegon the Conqueror. Is that, where is that? In the city of Lord's Mill, perhaps? Or is that here, in, Anitri? Interesting. Very cool. Do you have place for a man of the father of wandering septon? I mean, zealous, gregarious, ooh, but deceitful. This guy might be able to kind of deceive his way into our camp. Stay a night and tell us your stories. Let's bring him into the camp because I'm always happy to get some interesting characters, especially a guy with such a notable beard. And he decides to stay to the camp, and we've become friends of the holy, which is cool enough. Yeah, okay, so we're staying here in this little town. We've got a little bit of money. I wonder if we can afford... Oh, we can sell some artifacts? No, I don't want to sell. I want to visit the craftsman. Let's see what kind of weapons they got. Got a Riverlander sword here, not particularly good. We've got a Warhammer, not particularly good, and a fine battle axe. The prices on these, I mean, getting ourselves a good sword. Don't want to waste the money on something that's not that good. But, you know, maybe we do need a proper sword. It's +1. You know, every little bit helps. Let's get ourselves like an actual sword. It's always nice to, you know, even though the game kind of assumes that you have a weapon, it's nice to have like an actual artifact that we can point to and say like, this is actually our weapon. What about armor? Can we afford any armor? We could barely afford this burn. Ooh, that actually is pretty decent. 145. We could kind of afford this. I'm potentially willing to get this. Chain links, fine work on a riveting set of piece. Yeah, I think that we'll get this one because that is actually not too bad. It's really cutting into our money here. But you know, we're only down -1, so I'm willing to go and accept that there. Let's head back to camp. There are some jobs in and around here. Collecting taxes. Definitely not going to do that. Tutor child, escort emissary. I think the escort emissary ones we can kind of play off as essentially us meeting this guy kind of on the road. He's heading to, where is he going to? I must carry to Brush Mill. Oh, he's going far. That is a quite a distance. Ooh, do we want to make our way to the Stormlands? That's a good question. Ooh, I don't know if we do. That's such a long distance to go and right through the heart of Blackfire Lands. But maybe we do. Maybe we do want to go that way just to see what things are like. But I don't know if we've got the provisions. We don't. We can't afford. We can't afford to travel that far. Unfortunately, could abandon the contract. I just don't think we've got the provisions. Yeah, I think I'm gonna abandon this one. We just don't have the provisions, and I don't think it's the right time to head into that area. So I think we're just gonna hang out here for a little bit until we can potentially get some new contracts going. We could go fishing though. And you know what? Aegon was said to have liked fishing. So as I'm making my way down to the bank of the river, oh, new lord. Ho, 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 ho. Ignore the fishing. There's a new Lord Commander on the wall. A raven has brought news from Castle Black, my liege. The messenger, well, maybe we just hear this while we're in town here in the city of Wolf's Bend. But big news with the recent passing of Lord Commander Jack, the sworn brothers of the Night's Watch have chosen Brynden Targaryen as their new commander. The Blood Raven has become the Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. That is very interesting and very cool to see. What is what is Blood Raven gonna do up there? Honestly, that's a good question. I'm curious, but it's currently, I mean, he was made Lord Commander, canonically, I believe, right? And then he happened to disappear, and certainly we don't know what happened to him after that. Regardless, my wife, Jenny of the Dragonflies, has decided to join me today. The water beckons. Oh, it's obviously an opportunity to spend some time with dear Jenny. So me and Jenny seem to be getting along nicely. We laugh at the same jokes, worry about the same issues, and the bond between us seems stronger than just between a sir and their wife. We each cast our lines into the water and patiently wait for a bite, all while talking and laughing. This trip has proven that we work great together, and I'd like to spend more time with her in the future. You have so much fun, you almost forget what you're here for. Ooh, nice. Never mind, there's a fish on the line. Yeah, I think we forget what we were here for. We just enjoy some time with our beloved wife, Jenny Voltstones. A true romance is the romance between Sir Duncan the Small and Jenny of Oldstones, and I like to see that that it is playing out in this game as well. Oh, and we do have another perk here. Do we want to grab a storyteller, or do we want to start thinking about something else over here? Mercenary contracts. Move domicile speed. What? Just one more hill. Ooh, those are some nice ones. Of the people. We have to do that, right? We have to go down and get up and local hero. This just kind of makes sense. All right, it's decided we're going down that path because of the roleplay reasons. And honestly, those are the best reasons to do anything, in my opinion. How much longer do we have for this? 24th of second moon. Oh, just a few more days, actually. So we might be able to grab some contracts in just a few days, and then we'll see what we want to do from there. How's things looking in the realm? 50%. Yeah, can King Meili's pull off a victory here? His regent? Ooh, is Diana Blackfire? Oh, that's his mother. Interestingly enough. Oh yeah, there he's winning the war. He's gonna bring the Rosbys under tribute here. Probably no problem. Oh god, look at this guy. Robert Rosby, frail and uncouth. Not the kind of guy that you want to, well, God, just come across, I guess. Plenty of time has passed so that we can go into here. And let's take a look and see if they've got any good contract for such a man. Take a swing. Diplomatic dealings. No, that's probably not what we really want. We do want. We can't afford some supplies. Damn. All right. We're gonna need to. What do we got contract-wise? Collect taxes, improve ruler reputation, settle a boundary dispute. Maybe this could be possible. I don't know. It's not very chivalric, but we don't really have a ton of other choices here in terms of contracts that would be good to do. One thing that, well, no, I'll save my thoughts for a future episode here, but yeah, one thing to consider is that currently House Bracken is sworn to the supposed king Aemon Blackfire here, but yeah, I think that we're gonna yeah, do we want to do this one? I suppose we can. We need the money. Let's just see what this kind of contract entails, because I imagine that there probably is a way in which our team might be able to settle a boundary dispute. That seems, we don't just need to be killing bandits and stuff all the time. Diplomatically dealing with situations is still a chivalric thing, to be fair. Lord Jared is jittery with childish glee as he guides my visit to the peat quarry in Runny Mud. For some incomprehensible reason, he seems to think this place is the jewel in his grassy crown. I look out over the ravaged field, all brown and grayish green. My eyelids grow heavy. Lately, sleep has been eluding me. Slowly, they slide shut. Suddenly, I jolt awake. Jared's hand at my sleep. Was I bringing simply? I was simply taking it all in. Okay. Interesting. I'm not quite even sure what to make of that event, but danger, life or death, stranded. Traversing the wetlands on the outskirts of Swinford, we're suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. We're so close to the holding. Surely Master Kerwin will send help. As time drags on, we are chased by the scoundrels. For the longest avoiding battle, it becomes painfully clear that no help is coming. How could a ruler let malicious riders like these inhabit his borders? My Captain Powell rides up next to me, a solemn look in his eyes. We both know the tactic we have practiced. Oh no. Damn, so there's bandits. Bandits are like riding us down. We stand as one. Ooh. Oh, that is actually a huge chance of death. Oh no. Ooh, boy. Well, oh man, that is actually a tough. That's a tough one.
2 hours later.
Yeah, I think we gotta. I think that we have to. I think we have to do this. Oh man, please don't die! Please don't die! Holy sh! Oh my god. Oh boy. Okay, that was a 1 in 3 chance that we die from that. Holy moly. Okay, that was ooh. That I man, yeah. Sometimes when I do those like events where it's like the risks are that high, like I actually get very tense because in my mind I know that I have to take the roleplay option. Like obviously we weren't going to sacrifice our people there. We had to stand as one. But when I like it is tense. I feel that tension building up. You can probably hear it when it's in my voice, but yeah, I think we'll try to deal with this issue like as best as we can. But we skillfully speak to the people here and settle their business after we defeat those bandit riders outside of Runnymud here. We were just completely abandoned by Master Kerwin of Swinford, who wouldn't even send out any men to help us. Whew, man, that was that was actually intense, and I think a very good place to end this episode. So until the next time, Wanderers, thank you so much for watching.